Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Mundo's Garden. So, what we're actually talking about today, we're going to be talking about potatoes and growing potatoes, seed potatoes, pretty much just potatoes. So, I have a few different varieties here. I got 4 varieties of seed potatoes that we're actually going to be putting into the ground today. Now, I buy them in little bags that you can find like this at some stores. This is actually garlic. You can find garlic too. They're all GMO free, which are things that I look for, whether if it's organic or GMO free, stuff of that nature. So we have red Norland potatoes. Okay, and so this is what seed potatoes are going to look like. Sometimes you'll find them and they don't even have these eyes yet, or sometimes they'll have little eyes like this and they're not sprouting yet. I like to look for the ones that are already sprouted. That's just a preference of mine. I don't know what other people tend to look for. It's like some of them will have smaller eyes. So the thing is that I like about these bags is that you can actually look in and see what's inside. Now, sometimes you'll find boxes like these where you can't really see inside, but actually the good thing about those is that it keeps the potato in the dark for a longer period, even while it's sitting at the store. So with the bags, I tend to dig a little bit further into like the box or basket or whatever they have. Because I've noticed that a lot of the ones that are closer to the bottom get more of the light covered, therefore tending to give off the sprouts, right? The sprouts will start coming a little more through. So, but from the box variety, I have this one, which, and there's some people like to cut them to where they separate the eyes that are coming out, because each one should give off its own little plant, so to speak. Another one that came from that box is this. I mean, there's 6 of them in total that come in that box of seed potatoes. But the red Norland potatoes that I got came from the bags, and I mean, they seemed to be putting off just fine. So don't let that be a thing. You just kind of have to look for them. Sometimes the ones that are typically on the top, sometimes you're not going to find too many sprouts coming out of it. So those are the red, and then the Amorosa, the red potatoes, they have like more of a purplish or reddish flesh, almost pinkish. That's what those are, and I only did get 6 of those. I got a few packages of the red Norland potatoes, and then here I have what they call a Gold Rush. So it's a gold potato variety, yellow, if you will, yellowish flesh, and then everybody's familiar with the Yukon Gold, larger. Now, sometimes you're going to get some that's probably not going to produce anything. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but there are some eyes on that. Let me actually flip it around maybe. So there are some eyes there. And to be honest with you, I don't think this is really going to do anything. There's a chance it could produce, but and I could put it in the ground just to see, just for kicks and giggles. But so these are the Gold Rush here. These are the Amorosa, the red Norland, and then the gold Yukon Gold. Even you can see this one didn't really put off a big eye yet, but you see some forming there, so there's still potential. And this one has a lot more life in it, I think, than this thing. Looks like a raisin, but I'll put it in the ground just to see. But sometimes you'll get just one eye, and we'll kind of go over real quick how we're going to want to plant these. Now, keep in mind, I'm not an expert. This is actually my first time really trying to grow potatoes right in the ground. I tried the trash bag method. I wasn't happy with it, and that was, I believe, 2 years ago. I tried that. I wasn't happy with it. I didn't do any potatoes last year, but this year I want to try doing potatoes again. So I've really only done research on this, and I haven't actually, so I'm kind of giving you guys, cliff notes of my research and kind of what the conclusion I've come to. So from my understanding, you're going to want to plant this like this. If you want, I decided to go the route of not cutting and separating the eyes, because I felt in a smaller space, I'd rather have more plants putting off more potatoes. It might get a little more crammed, but with the limited space that I have, I'd prefer to do it that way. So I'm going to actually kind of plant this like this with the eyes facing up. You want to try to get them up as much as possible. This one's fantastic. They're already pointed in the right direction, so I would just kind of put this like this. Now, other people would say, you maybe want to have it like this or so. I'm actually probably, because they're already pointing up now because of the light that they did get and they started growing up. So in a situation like this, I'd probably, where I have, eyes popping out the side there, I'd probably put this in maybe something like this in the ground, or this. I mean, it's fine as long as, so for like this, you're pretty much not going to want to put it to where the eye is pointed straight down, right? You want to try to give most chance of survival. So, this one would probably go in the ground something like this, right? So, and obviously we want to have this somewhat out. And so I'm going to just kind of give you a quick little, I guess, a little demo of my research and what, I believe that how the best way should go. So we'll I'll just grab one of these here, and I'm going to kind of just mix them around a little bit. I'm not going to worry about where exactly I have which ones planted. I'm just going to make note of where I have that little, I'm going to call it a potato raisin, where I got that one. Planted at. So let me get some of these weeds out of here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just build just a little trench. Now, this guy here, probably going to want to, so I'm going to tilt him just a little bit so that even that eye has the best chance of producing something. So if we look at it, really all the eyes are right here on this side over here. It looks like there's maybe a little eye there forming, and potentially there's one on the back. So if I set it like that, everything should actually be fine. Get these sticks out of there. And then we're just going to cover it up. Now, some say go ahead and leave that poking out, but I've heard that you can actually cover it up because it's actually going to have to push its way through, right? So when I do cover them up already, I like to just mark it with something pointing straight up so that I know that there's something right there. Now, the only reason I'm doing that right now is because I've already covered it up and I still need to plant the others. So now with the others, I'm just gonna dig, and then put them in as necessary. So that's pretty much it for this video. Check out the last video where I was actually updating on my garden so that you can see everything that's been happening here. I'll give you guys a quick little glimpse. That's asparagus that I still need to harvest, and I will be doing that today. And I went ahead and planted my beans. I got my cherry tree right over there, and radishes. I'll be planting my cucumbers today. We got a lot going on, so stay tuned on Mundo's Garden. Happy gardening, everybody. Enjoy the day.